right. So the last team in the AFC East that we're going to talk about is the Miami Dolphins. Take it away.
So the Miami Dolphins last year, after all as if it couldn't get any worse with all the horrible news and horrific things we heard about that.
Give them a snippet, a breakdown.
So clearly Brian Flores, who was the previous coach the year before, who did wonders with the team with what he had to work with, had, talked about, went on a media tour about the accusations about how the owner was sabotaging the team and he wanted him to deliberately lose games so he could
get a high draft pick.
Yeah, get a high draft pick. And I mean, if you go back and look into the reports, it's very disturbing, some of the stuff I saw. Racial discrimination, it's just a mess. So then they as they're trying to move forward from that, they go and hire this guy, the coach. Oh my God, I can't believe I'm forgetting this guy's name. Maybe I want to forget his name though. Let me be honest about that. So, Mike McDaniel.
Okay.
They hired this coach Mike McDaniel, right? So long story short, who is considered half black or whatever, but I don't see it. Whatever, man. I got to see his parents. I don't know what that's about, but we gonna leave that alone. Like he's like, yeah, he's half African man. I'm like, oh yeah, you sure? Was he adopted? Because I'm not seeing it. So anyway,
they gonna get us for that one, eh?
Yeah, whatever. Whatever. Eh? They need to. Then who the NFL? I really don't think they want to come poking over here because I think I want to just take a mirror and say, let's go look at your media teams. But anyway, let's go back. So, mine past that. Then here comes Mike McDaniels. Does a wonderful job offensively. Things is ringing. They're getting to 3-0. Get off to a great start. Then what happens is Tua gets hit. Third game instead of Buffalo. It's in Miami, but I think it's against Buffalo. If I'm not mistaken, it was against Buffalo, right? I got notes and everything here. It's crazy. So, it was against Buffalo, which the game they won. It was 3-0. We all saw the hit where Tua got hit. He got up and stumbled, and his offensive lineman grabbed him. And I think he went back into the game and played. Or either he came out. Somehow, 9 times out of 10, a child could tell you, when you get hit like that, you got to come out, at least for a week. You can't play the next game next week.
That man was concussed.
There was clearly an issue. Somehow the doctor overlooked it. And mind you, even if you can come back the next week, it's because you done had a whole week to try to rebound. They had a game Thursday night against Cincinnati. A player takes him. I forgot who the defensive player was. They caught him, spun him around, and slammed him right on his head. And he's sitting up there cringe with his hands cringe. It was a scary thought. It was. I don't want to compare and contrast because with Hamlin that was even scarier, but it was scary to see him cringing like that. So that was clearly he wasn't okay, and there was reports saying that they put him out there because at the time it was on the line, the conference and their team, and it was a Thursday night game.
So you jeopardized that young man's life
for a game? Really? As if you already ain't got enough drama going on in the back part of your team with what the accusations of what the owner tried to pull. So, and then McDaniel gets up on the podium. I'm going to give a shorter version because, we time limited. McDaniel gets on the podium, starts crying, saying, I don't know how anybody thinks I would jeopardize a player's life. Yeah, okay.
Everybody saw that.
Everybody was looking at you like, come on, man, you lying. So then, rightfully great, they caught their karma. They went 3-3. I think they won the last 1, 2, 3, 4. They won the next 4 games after that, and then they lost the next 5 games after that. So then they end up winning the last game against the Jets. Go figure. They won the last game against the Jets, and then they played the Bills, which the Bills did beat them, but it was a fight. So I mean, everybody saw what was going on. Tua is the man. Tua, up to even with his issues, he still did his thing. He had 25 touchdowns and 8 interceptions. And he threw for 3,548 yards. That's amazing, even with all the injuries. The thing is Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, and he has the weapons. But I think with the whole thing with Tua is, can he stay healthy? the thing is with the Dolphins, and they seem to be getting, and let me tell you the jewel here, what everybody's missing. So this season, off season, they went and got Mike White from the Jets. Because I think because Mike White, you can see when he's healthy, he can play lights out. I don't think if Aaron Rodgers wasn't on the market, I think they would have stuck with Mike White and said, look, we're gonna figure this out. We're gonna get a veteran to back you up. We're gonna develop Zach Wilson, and we're gonna figure this out. But because I think Aaron Rodgers is on the verge and their team's ready to win now, they was able to let Mike White go. But Mike White is the backup. So just in case Tua gets hurt. With all that being said, I don't know if that's the answer. And you're going to be surprised my answer. I see them fighting to stay out of the bottom.
Okay.
That's saying a lot, right? I know it.
Sure enough is.
Right.
Question.
Mm-hmm.
So they just released some news yesterday on social media. Mm-hmm. Their offensive tackle, Terran Armstead, was carted off.
Right.
With trying to protect Tua and keep him healthy because of what happened last year, how strong is Miami's offensive line, and does this new injury, hurt them?
Their offensive line is good. With the way their offense is predicated, it's quick release, short passes. Even though they go deep to Tyreek Hill, but you got Tyreek Hill, you have Jalen Waddle. They also got Bobby Anderson from the Arizona Cardinals. So they have improved, and then they went and got. I'm sorry, what was it here? They also went and got they got Bobby Anderson, and they got Mike White, and they also got who did I say? Jalen Ramsey. And even though Jalen Ramsey's a little hobbled right now, he'll be ready for the beginning of the year. They have a defense where they got Bradley Chubb, and they have Jalen Ramsey, and they have who's the other corner? There's another corner that I'm not thinking about. Oh, they have Xavier Howard. When Brian Flores was there, he had two corners that could play man to man, and for whatever reason, when Mike McDaniels got there, the defense didn't look right no more. It's an 18th ranked defense. So you see where I'm going with this?
Yep.
So even though you were winning games, you were losing games too. And because you couldn't stop people. You lost to the Houston Texans. Let me say that again. You lost to the Houston Texans. I know you won. I'm sorry, you won the Houston Texans, but it's the way you had to win that game. But to games, look at games. Listen to how they lost. They lost to the Bills in the playoffs, 34-31. They lost to Green Bay, 26-20. They lost to Buffalo, 32-29. They lost to the Chargers, 23-17. They lost to the 49ers, 33-17. They lost to the Jets, 40-17. You see how teams are Detroit, Minnesota, they're putting up points. You get what I'm saying? The teams are putting up points. Even the games they're winning, 42-38, 31-27. The Chicago Bears, who had no line, they beat them 35-32. You see where I'm going with this? Even though they're scoring a lot of points and their offensive explosion, and Tua is the man, your defense was the problem, and it was 18th ranked. So now, and you had good corners, but you know what happened though? They must have smartened up because they got Vic Fangio, who's a very great defensive coordinator, and they went out and got Jalen Ramsey. So I think they're now not going to run a same defense. They're going to play more zone. Can they win a division? They have the potential of winning a division.
So that was going to kind of be my question for them. What's their ceiling? Because I saw a podcast where a Dolphins fan said they're going to pretty much take the crown from Buffalo. Is that their ceiling?
If they win the East, they ain't good because they took the crown from Buffalo. And Buffalo already took the crown for themselves because I honestly think, I'm telling you, the window's shut. Okay. I think last year was their chance and their shot. And when I saw what I saw, and clearly because of the Hamlin thing, that kind of did some damage. I don't care what they say, man. You see one of your players go down, your man's go down like that. That kind of affects you mentally. The Dolphins' ceiling, let me put it to you this way. Let me give you a better, because I know how you asked me where they're going to be at. I think the Dolphins are going to be third and fourth place. I honestly think so. But the other question, maybe the better way of what I'm trying to say is all four teams have a potential of winning the conference, right? The division. For the Dolphins to win the division, defense has to get better. And you better hope Tua don't go now. because you are in trouble. We all saw what happened when Tua went down. Bridgewater's not there no more to save that. So what I'm saying is that they had the potential. They picked up Ramsey. They picked up defensive coordinator. They're going to switch their defense. Let's see how this works. It's too many ifs with them. You know,
that's never good.
With Buffalo, it's not if they're going to make the playoffs. It's if they're when they're going to lose.
Mm-hmm.
See, it's not if they're going to make we know they're going to make the playoffs. Are they going to make it past? When they run in Cincinnati, what's going to happen? When they run into to Kansas City, what's going to happen? See, that's why I think the window's closed. Don't matter whether they win the division or not. I mean, what you going to do when you get in there? You going to do the same thing you've been doing? No disrespect, you're going to be losing.
Yo, Griselda, please show up to a Buffalo Bill game and hype them up, man.
Yeah,
Benny the Butcher. Buffalo needs you this season.
Yeah.
So, I got some general questions.
Okay.
For the AFC East,
yes.
You just broke down eloquently the 4 teams.
Yeah.
Who are the superstars in that conference? If you can name, and it doesn't have to be from the same team, I'm just giving you generalization. If you can name 3 top all-stars or however you want to place it out of that conference, who are they and why?
Tyreek Hill, because he's just a cheater. There's nothing you can do. You just pray to God like he only gets 1 touchdown. That's all you can do. I just hope you get 1 touchdown. That's all. Because I know you'll light us up. Off the top of my head, this is Buffalo, the Jets. You said superstar?
All-star caliber players. If you got 3 or 4. If you can do 3 or 4. So
okay.
You got Tyreek
Hill. Josh Allen. He's a beast. He's just hard to stop, whether he's throwing the ball or running at you. You're gonna laugh about this. I want to say Sauce. Is it Sauce Gardner's a corner? No. Garrett Wilson. I'm sorry, Garrett Wilson.
Okay.
Garrett Wilson. He's a beast. I think people don't realize how much of a beast he is because he played for the Jets and he getting a lot of airtime.
Okay.
Even though I know Aaron Rodgers is the bad man. You said 4, right?
Mm-hmm.
I hate to do this, man. I'm going to go with Aaron Rodgers, though.
So we got Tyreek Hill, Josh Allen, Garrett Wilson, and Aaron Rodgers as your 4 all-stars of the AFC East.
Yes.
That's dope.
Yep. I'm sorry, New England Patriots. No, you do not have no all-star because it's the Patriot way. And clearly that's been working for you for the past 3 years. You know what that is really called? It's called the Tom Brady way. That's what that should be called. Yeah.
Ether, that stuff that make your soul burn slow.
Yep.
Who has the best offensive line in the American East? I'm sorry. Let me say that again. Who has the best offensive line in the AFC East?
Oh. New England. New England's got the best offensive line. They just have a horrible offensive coordinator. Well, they did. Why does he still have a job, man? These guys are, oh my God. Don't get me started.
And last question for me, then I'll let you take it away.
Mm-hmm.
So you gave me your game that you wanted to watch, which was the Jets versus the Buffalo Bills. Outside of that game, what do you think is the game that people need to be paying attention to? Maybe it's an underrated game.
What, in the conference?
In the conference. I'm sorry, yeah. In
Like,
the AFC East, what's the game to watch?
Other than the Jets and the Bills. I mean, not the Jets and the Jets and the Bills that night. To be a sleeper, I would say the Jets in Miami. I think games like the Jets in Miami. I think games like New England and Miami. If Belichick can stop Miami, if he can keep them down, if he can stop them, he can stop anybody. If I see Belichick do what I know he can do, because you got to remember Belichick is good enough, and I don't want to hear about the whole whatever that bounty. I wish my man Shane was here. the whole Bounty Gate thing, whatever it was called, I forgot. It's not Bounty Gate. I forgot what it's called. That was New Orleans. Belichick has stopped high power. He's had a history. I'm going to say that again. He's had a history of stopping high-powered offenses. The Bills were high-powered. Now, I'm giving away my age here. When they went to the Super Bowl, nobody could stop them. They stopped them. They stopped them. They made them look normal. The Rams were unstoppable, and they made them look normal. I forgot who else he played to. He's played a lot of offenses that are high-powered. He just made them look normal. He's made them look like, yo, you can play with him. So if I see him play to Miami the way I know he can play him, matter of fact, probably my man Shane, he's probably watching this podcast. I got to get over there, man. I've been telling him I'm gonna go see a Patriots game with him. Watch a Patriots game with him. If I see him stop Miami, that offensive explosion, then New England's gonna be a problem. If I see him stop Miami. And I see him, and he's also, by the way, as a side note, they've beaten the Jets 14 times. 14 consecutive times. So now they got Aaron Rodgers. Those are the two games I want to see Belichick and see how that works out.
How you calling it to end the podcast?
What?
How you calling that game?
For which one? New England and the Jets?
Yeah.
I see the Jets
Let's
pulling
put it on the line right now.
I see the Jets pulling that out then. I don't think it's going to be a 32-24 game. I think it's going to be a 17-14 game. And I think the Jets going to have to figure to pull out. But see, the difference is with say Belichick goes against Mike McDaniels, right? McDaniels is offensive minded, so he likes to try to attack you and get out of there. Where Robert Saleh, he's a defensive guy. He want to fight with you all day, and I'm pretty sure that offense, as much as Aaron Rodgers has the weapons, he wants that smoke. So that's going to be a thug fight. That's going to be a back alley fight. So, yeah, I see the Jets pulling that out there.
All right, man. That wraps up our podcast on the AFC East. Do you got anything more you want to add to that?
I think that'll be one of the – everybody says the AFC North's going to be tough. I think the AFC East is going to also have a slugfest fight. If you're a fan of football, like I am, even though I have a favorite team, that conference, that division, the AFC East – next to AFC North is going to be a conference games that you need to watch their games. If they're playing each other, you need to watch their games. That's the best compliment I can give them.
So basically, when the Steelers play,
here you go, man. Look at nobody's talking about the Steelers right now.
An AFC East team, that's going to be the game to watch.
Yeah, okay.
Steelers.
Yes, man. Yes.
We'll get to the AFC North.
We'll get over there, man.
This is about the East.
Man. Oh my God. But oh Lord.
Shout out to all the football fans out there. Shout out to if you're a fan of the AFC East, whether you're a fan of the Bills, the Patriots, the Jets, or the Dolphins. If y'all get in the comments, y'all let me know who's winning the AFC East.
Facts.
Appreciate y'all tuning in. Make sure y'all like, follow, subscribe, share, whatever y'all do on any social media.
Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button.
We appreciate the support.
Facts.
Tuning out.
Yes, sir. One.